Hi guys, today we are talking all about what staples you should have in your household, in your fridge and your pantry at all times. So personally in my pantry, we always have canned goods. So I've always got lots of crushed tomatoes, lots of lentils, black beans, chickpeas, because I always love to throw a tin in if I'm making a casserole or if I'm making a slow cooked meal, just to boost up my fiber intake. It's also really filling, so it helps you to feel like you've eaten a bigger meal, which keeps you feeling satiated and satisfied for longer as well. I always also have rolled oats, some rice cakes, some wraps, spray oil. So olive oil, rather than using an olive oil, I use a spray oil because it's a larger surface area and uses less volume. So it's less energy dense, but it still helps to ensure that when you're cooking that things aren't sticking to your pans. I always also have, in my pantry, I've got some condiments. So I have loads of herbs because there's so much nutrition in herbs, but there's also the fact that you're wanting to have flavor. So flavor for me is really important in my meals because if you enjoy it, you'll continue eating it. So make sure you've got lots of herbs and spices, a couple of sauces that will help your meals a little bit more to become a little bit more palatable. So you might have a French dressing, you might keep it in the fridge. But you might also have some other sauces that you use. So that might be things like hoisin sauce or I really like ketchup mayonnaise, some honey soy marinade, things like that, just to ensure that if you get stuck or caught out, you've got some options and you can use some beautiful fresh produce and just give it a little bit more palatability and flavor when cooking up in the kitchen. Then onto the fridge. Okay, so in my fridge, I always have lots of dairy. So things like some really good quality dairy, like some Greek yogurt. Always have Greek yogurt in there. Cottage cheese, some light cheese. I always have my milk, so with whatever variety you like. Things like you can have a dairy alternative, or you can have a light milk alternative, or a full cream milk. I go for a light milk just because I don't feel that I need that extra fat in my milk. I get that throughout my diet in other ways. Also in my fridge, I always have some good quality protein sources and loads of fresh produce. If you build your fridge to look really enticing, you'll want to get in the kitchen more, you'll want to cook more. So I've got a shelf for just purely vegetables. So when I open up the fridge, there's just so much abundance of colour. I've got lots of different vegetables in the crisper. I've got all of my salad choices. I've got some cut up fruit that I've popped into little containers. I've got all of my dairy choices. I've got all my meat. Then also I've got some beautiful eggs ready to go. And then I've got things like I have chutneys. So I love chutney. I make some homemade chutney. I've got some cut up vegetable sticks that I pop in there. But also then you've got to think, all right, do I have anything in my fridge that I've got to look forward to? So you'll also always find in my fridge some dark chocolate and berries. So fresh berries, something you can easily grab on the run. But technically, when I look at my fridge, I want it to be predominantly whole foods. And I want it to be filled with colour, as should you, because that way the first thing you see when you open up that fridge is whole foods. And obviously that's going to make you go for that choice. Having things like dip on hand, like some hummus or tzatziki, you can do them homemade, you can even make a beetroot dip. It's really good to have available because you know that if it's there, you'll potentially consume it. So making sure that you have options ready to go that are healthy, that are going to help you to achieve your goals is really what it's all about when it comes to convenience and planning out your week with nutrition. I hope this helps, and I hope that this week you can stay on track and feel wonderful about the choices that you make, and setting up your kitchen is step number 1 for that.